Hey everyone, kind of recording in a different place today, but I needed to get this video up. This is the end of week 6 in my doctorate program, my first class, and it's a 7-week class, and so I'm about to go into my 7th week. This is my channel, Pretty Little Investor, where I share my journey as a married, working, full-time mom to 2 school-age children that is earning her doctorate degree. So my first class at New England College, it's a 7-week long class. I just finished week 6 and going into week 7, and what I went through this week was that I accidentally completed an assignment a week early. I thought that my final presentation was due in week 6, and so I had been working on it all week, and I reached out to my professor for feedback on how to improve it, and I planned to present on it. And then I found out that it's actually due in week 7, so I'm done early with that project. But other than that, I'm about to go into my last week and last week of the class. But speaking of last week, I actually got sick. And so if you figure during a 7-week class, of course, not everything went perfect, and I did get sick and was kind of out of commission for a couple of days, but I still had my paper due, and I just let my professor know like it may not be like my best quality work, but it was on time, so I knew I at least was not going to lose points for that. But pretty much I've gotten 3 grades back this whole class. They've all been in the 80s, so none of them have been like A papers. And so I am on track to earn a B in this class. And I know that it was at least my best effort, and where that landed me was a B. I can't feel bad about that. I've registered for my next class, so that will begin in March, and I just have to get my books and things like that. But overall, the material really moved me emotionally. I will say that. And I go to therapy every week. And, for a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks, there was a lot of talk about what I was reading about. And it's the type of thing where you can't unlearn it once you know it. And so I do feel like really changed by this class. And I think that that's a good sign, but it was emotionally draining, where I felt like I was learning a lot of things about the world and how it operates, and I feel a little more jaded because of it. So that was like kind of a sad thing that came out of it, but necessary because I put myself in this situation to learn. And so that's happening. But also, like, a good thing is that it really makes me mindful of the language that I'm using, and that I may not understand everything that is at play. And I've never thought of myself as somebody who, was giving their opinion, understanding the full scope of a situation. I always know, especially with politics, that there is more at play than I understand. Or that we are even told as a general public. Like, you have to look at certain laws and everything that's written into law, not just what the soundbite is and the sensationalized clip, because sometimes with that there's only a grain of truth and everything else is speculation and conjecture. So I just feel like now that I know a little bit more about different systems and situations that are at play, it has made me think a little bit more about how I speak and the language that I use, and all of the people that are impacted. But that's kind of the point of my doctorate program, because it is about equity and really exploring what that means in truth, not just in lip service, which what I've heard is that it's just a fashionable word for organizations and institutions to use, but are they really doing the work? And that's where you kind of see, is there any meat on the bones, In a lot of places, there isn't. It's just lip service. It's just being fashionable and saying, the cool thing, just throwing out the word DEI, but there's no substance behind it. There's no action. So that's what's come out of like now that I'm at this 6 week mark, about to go into my last week of the program. So I hope that this, little bit of information is helpful to you, as you're thinking about going to doctorate, going to graduate school, earning your doctorate, if you're working, if you're a parent, if you're wondering what I was wondering, can I do this? Now that I'm a week away from being done with my first class, I feel like I've done it. I did the first class, and I'm going to just take it one class at a time and do my best. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that this is helpful to you. Take care. Bye.